Happy New Year on this January 1st, 2021. The time is 11:23 p.m. and welcome to Aisha's Journey journal entry. Walking down a slow path, I encounter a mirror. As I slowly gaze at myself, the darkness in the room prevents me from seeing the sparkle in my own eye. So I perceive myself to have two black eyes. I walk around with my head down, afraid to show my face in public. People don't notice because they're on their cell phones or they're staying 6 feet away with their mask on. And coincidentally, they just happen to have their heads down too. Because now eye contact is considered just as dangerous as walking around without a mask or stepping out of that 6-foot mandatory social distance protocol. I look up in the brightness of the sky. I see the sun. It's just beautiful. And I finally stop myself and I say, how can I see this without being in pain? Don't I have two black eyes? Last time I checked in my mirror, my eyes were black and they were dark and they were bruised and I just couldn't see anything bright in them. I didn't even realize that I just didn't turn on the light switch in the bathroom. But that's somebody who's used to walking the extra mile for herself, just to figure out who I am in the long haul. I guess that's what happens when you live hard and you learn hard. Lessons take 10 times longer than they're supposed to. Melodies just in my mind, just tinkling along in a sweet line, holding me close so tenderly, just scratching my back, taking away all my aches and pains. And I just drop a bucket of lotion in a moment. It just splatters all over us. And we're just rubbing it into each other's skin, finding the folds, making sure the sweetness of it encompasses us and just nourishes our skin to the touch. I just don't want us to lack that vitamin D. We're in the sun so much. You would think that would be the last thing we would need. No, not true. We need vitamin D in 50,000 point doses, to tell you the truth. Just to keep us above our measure. Far above our measure. And I just let you touch me. And this time, I happily will let you do it. There's no arguing in my mind. I'm not running from something. I'm not confused. I get a little antsy and I jump, but as long as it's just that, I can handle the situation a little bit better. When we began this journey, I started screaming. I screamed for a very, very long time. I screamed till my voice got out of my voice box and out of my body and just on the wavelengths that I thought on. But with you around, I feel a lot easier, a lot more comfortable in your touches. I can do these things more often. Cinnamon rolls and warm milk, bourbon flavored ice cream with brown sugar crystals in it. Soft, salty, crusty lips. Funky whispers. Chinky eyes with browned corneas from hustling and drinking and just being in pain and worry. Long blue robes with white hearts on them or white clouds. Numbers on the cable box. Sweet oils ordered on Amazon that smelled like lotus flowers and blueberry and black onyx, yellow flowers swaying with pictures of my face, captured on the most melancholy of Halloweens. Sweet, sweet pillows, old fans, broken blinds, that ever so slightly hold an elegant touch to an outdated room. Curtains with branches on them and little silver sprinkles that shine in any kind of light, light or dark. Old school radios that play CDs I favored back in the late 90s, early 2000s. TV screens that reminisce on movies I binge on for days at a time. Mirrors that light up. Bottles of water. Costume jewelry. Big old yellow feet that hide underneath pillows and blankets and sheets. Heavy breathing. Soft touches. Kisses on the neck and the collarbone. Soft breathing once you're asleep. And I can touch you, and soft touches on my finger. And you don't notice me because you're finally comfortable. You're finally safe in that part of your skin. And it's okay. You're okay. Black, puffy coats that I wear to Stop and Shop when I'm running in for ice cream. Big old sweaters that remind me of Charlie Brown cartoons. Silver stools or bar stools that experimented on. I got chopped down and now I use it as my vanity seat on my writing desk. Steamers. I kind of ran out of their use. And I don't want to turn it on because I'm afraid it might run out of water while I'm dead asleep and the fire will start. Kate Spade tumblers that cost me $20 at Bed Bath & Beyond. But for a while fit my steez as an expensive part of my life. Urges to scream and to be in love and to think it's okay. But to know better. Just know better. The punch was deeper than you expected, but just know better. Noises coming from the highway outside. Cars whizzing by. Sounding of conversations. Partly made up by my unconscious mind. Partly true. Partly make-believe. The old taste of coffee running by the back of my throat from this morning. Folgers, to be exact. Staring into a kitchen, empty from the day. Empty cups that belong to NutriBullet machines. And blue lights coming from the linen closet in the kitchen. An old percolator teapot that serves its purpose when you need it. Big old white lamp with a shade and plastic on it. My mom restless, planning for the next day to begin. Sound of family members going in and out of my mind. Talking, asking, resting, running. In this I make believe I am a clown and all my colors shine brightly. And in my dancing I make you laugh and it's okay. And you laugh with me, not at me, as I laugh at myself for being so silly. As I dress in my corporate suits just to go to the grocery store, I guess I do make believe harder than I'm supposed to. Pretty things all around me. Pretty people, hard people, soft people. Kids and their dogs. The fingers pointing, asking about the lady who's so familiar in their mind. And seeing her in person is kind of off-putting. Neighbors, doors, with raggedy rubber stumps that may or may not keep the roaches out. Ooh, don't say that one. Water. A soft taste of me in my mouth. The cloudy taste of dairy, butter, and salt. A little sticky sweet taste of Bibles. Lessons from my 20s that I carried with me all the way to China to help me through the most tumultuous time of my life. Cricket sounds in my throat, zipping across like weary boards not to step on. Shh, don't disturb the ghost. High up on my ceiling, carbon monoxide detectors, and fire extinguishers in case of emergencies. His skin is so beautiful to me. A brown dining room table. It's been here for so long. It's fixated to the floor. I listen to you, even when you think I don't care. Because I have nothing to do, sometimes I hide in the shadows. My boredom consumes me. I own it 100%. So I am 100% in an abstract of all about you. Listening to you, wanting to know, wanting to touch you, but minding my business all the same. Trying to make a fantasy of the moment because I'm so used to fantasizing that in my own selfishness and dedication over these decades that I've become a fantasy myself. And all its danger is tattooed to it like a drunken sailor. God coming down from the sun after a long, hard day in Israel. He follows the spear like a tightrope back to where it came from. He walks into the door. He lays the duty list on the desk as he picks up the next list to come down to America. He exits out an adjacent door, walks down the spear, ends up in a small part of Connecticut called Stamford. And he reads the list. He just looks up. And he touches the air. He cleans it, makes the COVID go away. He touches the ground, gets it ready for a great fluoride. He empties all the smog so that us and the planet are on code 3. And then he touches our intellect so that we're just a slightly degree higher. Not high, but enough where we can see the abstract. And then he turns around. He walks, tight ropes the master spear back into the sun. He goes through the door and he closes it. Puts the paper down with the complete list. Picks up the next paper. But this time, I don't know where he goes. He's doing it for someone else. And I just have to accept that. But in the meantime, we're so blessed. We're so happy and connected. I don't think we care who he's blessing. We just hope that after their blessing is complete, that they're fortunate enough and they're happy enough to tell us all about